Hi everyone, this is Tamu. Welcome to my channel, The Cloud Security Guy. In case you're new here, I talk on a weekly basis about topics like cloud security, artificial intelligence, and general cybersecurity career advice. So today's topic is it's like a part two of an earlier video I made a few months back, which became like very popular. Honestly, I was not expecting, and that was AI versus cybersecurity career. I mean, if you're interested in either of these, which career you should go with? A lot of people they don't know what to decide, and I talked about like what sort of skills you have, what sort of career path you're thinking about, then which field is better for you. And surprisingly, it became the most popular video on this channel. I think it has around 4,000 views so far, which for a small channel like this, that's pretty awesome. But one thing I did see that a lot of people asked me this question, and they wanted to know okay, how to work in both fields. They want to work in AI and cybersecurity. They don't want to choose, and they were asking, what if I have a passion for both cybersecurity and AI? What then? So how can I work in both of these awesome fields? So that is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, instead of like a versus thing, why don't we think about how you can work in both of these fields? Like we're going to look at both of these fields and try to understand like how we can like work in both of them and utilize your career. AI has become vital in almost every industry because you can analyze terabytes of data and show companies insights and trends they would have missed manually. And cybersecurity has become equally critical because if you're a company and you have any sort of like technology, you need to protect them against all sorts of cyber threats which are happening. CISOs are now at the board level. So both are amazing careers, but you don't want to choose between either of them. You want to do both. So that's what I want to talk about. And it's completely possible to have a career in both AI and cybersecurity. So you can get the best of both worlds. So before I move, guys, please do like and subscribe to this channel. That way, you'll get notified when I upload new videos, and it will really help the channel to grow also. So let's take a look at it from two different perspectives. The first is that you are working in AI. Okay, you are like your main field is machine learning and artificial intelligence, and you want to think about okay, I want to talk think about cybersecurity. Okay, so this is the first career path that you're already working in AI and machine learning, but you think cybersecurity is very exciting and you want to apply your knowledge in that field also, right? So you already know, the risk landscape is changing every day. New and more cyber attacks are happening, and in some cases they're using AI to trick people, and the number of incidents happening are simply too much for human beings to analyze. So what has happened because of that? Because of this trend, what has happened? You have AI powered cybersecurity platforms which are coming out. Literally every year there's a new company coming out which is getting funding, billions and billions of dollars. Endpoint and network security solutions, all of them you will see they're getting that powered by AI, that tag there to improve the incident response abilities. Okay, and how do you think these get developed, right? So to develop these solutions, these companies, they need machine learning and AI, and they need engineers to come in and develop and refine these algorithms. So examples of these companies would be like Darktrace, CrowdStrike. I'll talk about these companies that have cybersecurity platforms based on AI, and machine learning engineers in these companies. They are expected to develop AI capabilities for these security solutions to build up their decision making capabilities. You need to do real world threats, real world analysis, do research, and this is an ideal opportunity if you are an AI or a machine learning expert or engineer to use your expertise in cybersecurity. So, what companies am I talking about? Let's take a look at a few big names. First would be like CrowdStrike. A big disclaimer: they are not sponsoring this video. I'm not getting paid or anything. But these are just a few of the big names, right? I mean, if you're in cybersecurity, you would have heard of CrowdStrike, right? They are like a big, they are quite a big name in the industry. They have a leading next generation antivirus, right? I think it's called CrowdStrike Falcon. It's running on AI. It's an AI based detection system, and it doesn't use any signatures or anything. It's completely based on like cloud and AI powered. You have that product which is there, a security product. And what else is there? You also have a company called Darktrace. They use unsupervised machine learning. They have a concept called enterprise immune system. So it's like an immune system, just like the body has an immune system. They have a AI powered immune system. And what that does is it looks at your network and it learns, okay? It establishes a baseline of normal activity. And they look at traffic, they look at what's happening in the activity, what the behavior of the users are, and they use that to detect if some suspicious activity is happening. Another company would be, say, Signet. They have like an AI powered system also. They do network threat detection and accept them automatically. They are quite a big company. Like they don't they're trying to make it accessible to smaller companies also, like smaller companies who might not be able to afford products like CrowdStrike and Darkpress. So you have these sort of companies there. So there are other companies also like Vectra, FireEye. I haven't mentioned those. You can find them out and see what sort of jobs they're looking for. You can, and then you can see the type of skill set which is there. You can start applying. You don't need to apply for these big names. Like in UK, we have so many startups here. In the UAE, all across the world, you have all sorts of startups which are really powering and getting powered by AI. And you can apply for this position. So you would be in cybersecurity and you'd be utilizing your AI and machine learning experience. Okay. An easy way to find this type of jobs is also LinkedIn, of course. You can just go to LinkedIn, search machine learning security, you should search AI security, and you will see all sort of jobs coming up. You can look at the profile and you can start applying. Below is just like what sort of skills you should have based on my own experience, which I've seen these jobs. Usually, you need to have some sort of course, experience in developing AI and machine learning solutions. Because when you go to these companies, that is what you will be expected to do. You will be expected to develop and refine the algorithms, right? You need to have experience. What I've seen is areas like natural language processing, NLP. It's a subset of AI. How you're able to understand like speech, that sort of things. Languages like Python, Go, or Rust. Usually Java, C++. I haven't mentioned those also. And of course, you need to be able to look at research against new types of threats which are coming in, how cyber attackers are trying to bypass AI systems, cybersecurity systems. And usually, cybersecurity knowledge is preferred, but it's not like a mandatory thing. You can get into these companies, these very hardcore cybersecurity companies, without having like prior cybersecurity experience. So I hope this made you understand. So this is how you can combine your AI and machine learning expertise and then move horizontally into a cybersecurity company. So you'll be doing both of these things. So I hope this made sense to you. This was like if you're already working in AI or machine learning. Okay, what else? What if other path? The if you're working in cybersecurity, somebody like me, right, who has worked for many years in cybersecurity, but me, I am fascinated by AI and machine learning and its implications. In this case, you want to pivot into AI and what are the cybersecurity issues there. So this will be slightly different. This is a new and evolving field. As CISOs and cybersecurity teams, they are realizing that AI security is very different. Like if you want to highlight AI risks, and you can't approach it like your traditional application security, it requires a new mindset. These attacks can happen in two ways: attacks on AI systems. They can be an attack on the AI infrastructure. Like if your AI is hosted in Azure or AWS or anywhere else, somebody can attack that, compromise that, and they can actually bring down the AI system, right? You can, through insecure configurations, access control, those sort of things, like those normal attacks which happen. And the other one, which is more dangerous, which is an attack on the AI model. In this way, in this type of attack, the attacker is actually attacking the AI through new types of attacks, which we'll talk about. And this type of attack is going to increase more and more. Gartner is saying 30% of cyber attacks in the future are going to be these AI unique attacks. So what you need to do, so this will be slightly different. If you're already working in a company and you have maybe some applications which are based on AI, what you should do is you should pitch it to management. Okay, instead of changing your job, this is an emerging field, but it is going to become more and more popular. You have regulations like from the EU, they have that AI Act coming in. You should take the initiative and pitch an AI focused cybersecurity position to management. And you can tell them, guys, these are the risks which are going to emerge. And we are using machine learning, we are using AI in our business systems. They have these sort of risks. We should create a dedicated position. And that is, if you convince them, it is possible. That is how I created my own cloud security position in my previous organization. So it is very much possible to do. So if the company asks you what type of risks are there, what are you talking about? Well, you can show them. You can show them, look, these are the type of AI-based risks which are there. Somebody can poison the data. Somebody can poison the AI model, the data breach of the production data. These are all the AI-based risks which happen during the life cycle of an AI and machine learning system. If you don't understand these, don't worry. I'm going to talk about this at the end of the video about a course I've made, which you can take a look at and understand these things, okay? And what else? You have AI-based attacks also. So when a AI system is live, maybe it's on the internet, right? You have a public-facing AI-based system which your company is using. All sort of new attacks are there, like inference, model evasion, model poisoning, data poisoning, and these sort of things usually they are not detected in normal penetration testing of your systems. I've made a video on that, like how you should penetration test these sort of AI and machine learning systems to get you a running start on that. But I hope you understood now how, if you're in cybersecurity, this is how you should talk about and think about moving into this sort of field. So, what are the skills that are needed if you're in cybersecurity and you want to move dedicated into AI and machine learning? So, well, first you should have a very strong foundational knowledge of AI and machine learning. Okay, you should know what are the risks. You should first know how AI and machine learning works. If you don't know what supervised learning is, what unsupervised learning is, what are the algorithms, you don't need to know programming. You don't need to know statistics, but you should have a high level understanding of this. And you should have a knowledge of AI based risks and attacks. If you don't know what model poisoning is, data poisoning is, you're going to have problems. You should have a knowledge of AI based governance frameworks, the new EU Act which is coming in, how to create a governance framework, how to assess these risks. You don't need to know programming. Like I said, it's preferable, but it's not mandatory. I mean, I've worked in AI for the past, I think, 2 years. I don't know. I've forgotten all the programming I used to do. So it's not necessary, but you need to know how AI works and how it's working. So when I was talking about this, like, if you want to know, so I did want to mention like a course which I've made. It's there on Gumroad. I will link it in the comment section. It is completely dedicated around AI governance and cybersecurity. I've made it from the ground up. You do not need to know like what AI or machine learning is. You just need to have a basic understanding of like cybersecurity, and you can go and you can look at this course. I'll link it there. I'll put a discounted code also because this is a topic I'm very passionate about and I want people to learn. So look at this course if you're interested in, and it'll give you a good understanding of AI and machine learning. So I sorry guys, this went a bit longer than I expected, but I hope you understand like how you can be in AI and then move into cybersecurity. So you can do both, or you can be in cybersecurity and move into AI and do both. So you'll get the best of both worlds. You can work in both of them, and that will be like a dream come true for a lot of people. But like I said, both are amazing fields, and you can excel in both of them if you want to. And this field is very, very hot. It is going to become more and more in demand in the coming years. So if you start learning now, that is good for you. I have a book on Amazon also, but check out my course if you're interested. Thank you very much, guys. I hope this was interesting to you. Please do like and subscribe to this video and to this channel. That will really help the channel to grow. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.